The 19th of July, and finally, Fantasy Premier League. The website has launched. You can pick your teams, you can join my league, and we're just going to quickly have a look at my team coming up next. What's up, guys, and welcome to JNO United, bringing you the best in football news, entertainment and games. And today is a big day. It's finally launched, so we're going to have two videos today, purely because this has caught me off guard. It's probably the worst day this could have happened, but the FPL website has launched, so you can pick your teams. We can spend the next 28 days just messing about with our teams, chopping and changing, and we're just going to quickly have a look at my team that I've built already pretty quickly. It's not set in stone, but some of those players I've picked deliberately because I expect them to do well. But before we get into that, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you're happy for FPL finally launching, hashtag 30 days of FPL if you're going to share this on Twitter with the FPL hashtag, and leave in your comments down below any questions you have. The prices are out, so you can ask me even more questions now, and there will be a video where I answer your question. But all that out the way now, let's have a look at my team. Now, you've got to understand, my daughter's just gone for a nap. I've just shaved. Literally my setup, I've just had to quickly whip it out. This team is not going to be my final team, and one of the main tips you can have is pick your team now and then keep looking at everything, keep changing it till you're happy with the team you have about 3 or 4 days in advance. Otherwise, you'll stress yourself out if you're still changing your team on Saturday, the 13th of August. But the team I have assembled for now is as follows. In the goalkeeper position, we have Ben Foster from West Bromwich Albion and Kasper Schmeichel from Leicester City. Now, I've got to keep an eye on Leicester because they have bought Zila. Thank you for whoever corrected me in the comments down below in a previous video. So I'm a bit worried because Zila is a decent goalkeeper. I'm not sure he's a backup goalkeeper, so I've got to watch pre-season. But those two keepers coming at 9.5 million, which is around the amount I want to spend on goalkeepers. There will also be a video in the future about squad build and how much you want to spend in each area of the pitch. In defence, we start off with Laurent Koscielny purely because Bellerin is 0.5 million more expensive, and I think both of them are going to always start if they're available. They're going to pick you up the clean sheets, and Koscielny can get on the score sheet as well, so I've gone with Koscielny because he's 0.5 million cheaper. We then have gone with Aaron Cresswell and Funes Mori as my other slightly expensive defenders. I think Everton might be more defensively solid. They're looking at buying William Carvalho. If that deal goes through, I think they will definitely be more defensively solid. And Cresswell, he's always good for a couple of assists and a couple of goals in a season, and he's a West Ham boy, so I had to put a West Ham boy in there somewhere. The other two defenders, I've gone with Simon Francis from Bournemouth. If you watch my defenders video, which I think is today, is it today? I think it's today, my defenders video, which comes out 5 o'clock this afternoon. But I do go over the Bournemouth defence in that video, and the reason I've gone with Francis is because he's 0.5 million cheaper than his other two counterparts in that defence that I've been looking at. Now, Nathan Ake, I think, is also at 4.5 million, so he could be a good shout. He had a good season at Watford last season, now he's at Bournemouth, so he might be worth considering if he does well in pre-season. And then we have Andrew Robertson from the newly promoted Hull City. Now, as far as I remember, I think he's quite good for a couple of assists in a season, but I don't know that for definite, to be fair. I've not looked at the stats for him yet. As I said, I built this team very quickly, but he was cheap, and that's what I needed. I needed some cheap defenders, but I will be looking for a rotation pair as the pre-season goes on. Now we go with the midfield, and the midfielders have been given higher prices than I was hoping for. I would have loved to have De Bruyne, Payet and Mahrez, and then just pick whatever other midfielders, but they've all come in a bit more expensive than I imagined. Kevin De Bruyne has come in at 10.5 million, which is around what I was expecting him to come in at. I'm hoping he will have an injury-free season, and I think he's the type of player that Guardiola will love, so I think he's going to be in the side. Then we have gone with Riyad Mahrez, who's coming at 9.5 million. I was hoping it'd be 9 million, to be fair, but Riyad Mahrez is still a quality player. His stats just looked amazing from last season, but you never know. I'm going to look at the fixtures. Payet might come in for a bit. Unfortunately, at the moment, we only have 100 million. We can build our club value so we can get more of these players in as the season goes, but at the moment, those are the two big hitters I've gone with. In midfield, I've gone with Sigurdsson and Tadic as the other two midfielders. The reason I've gone with Sigurdsson is because he's reliable. I know he's going to do pretty well in the season. Last season, I believe he started off pretty strongly and then ended pretty strongly, which is why I've gone with him. Dusan Tadic I've gone with as well, purely because I think this year might be his breakout season and his price wasn't too high. But still, there's going to be a lot of tinkering, so don't take my word for it, this isn't set in stone. The fifth midfielder was going to be Nathan Redmond, and then I realised I didn't have enough cash, so we've gone with Højbjerg purely because I'm pretty sure he will play. I'm not imagining I'm going to put him in my starting 11 anytime soon, but if someone doesn't play, I'm pretty sure he will just get me 2 points at least. So Højbjerg's gone in there for now, but I will keep an eye out for a better, cheaper midfielder. And then we get to the front line, and Aguero was blimmin' expensive, and for now he's not in the side. I will see if I can fit him in somehow, but we've gone with Jamie Vardy. He had a strong start to the season. To be honest, he had a strong season, but the start to the season was a lot stronger than the finish when he had that 11 consecutive games with a goal in each. So we've gone for Vardy for now, and he is joined by Romelu Lukaku and Callum Wilson, purely for monetary reasons. Callum Wilson was always going to be my cheap third striker, I think. I'd set my mind on that. And then looking at the other strikers, because of the amount of money I had, Lukaku has gone in. He's always good for a bunch of goals. He was one of the best strikers last season, outside of the top three, Kane, Aguero and Vardy. So that's why he's gone in for now. But of course I will be looking at all the fixtures, so he may not stay there. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Here is my league code to join my classic league. I've not made my head-to-head league yet. I'm probably going to invite people to that. So if you want to be in my head-to-head league, and I know you from last season, that's going to be my criteria. If you were active on my channel last season, you will get priority to get into that head-to-head league. If I don't fill it up the 20 spots from that point, I will look at new subscribers, of course, but I just feel like I should be loyal to the people that have been with me for a long time and wanted to be in my head-to-head league last season and didn't get in. So in the comments down below, let me know if you want to be in the head-to-head league, and I can send you that head-to-head link. But here is the classic league code, and everyone is free to join that, so go ahead and join it today. Let's get this classic league as good as last year. Classic league last year was awesome, and hopefully I can finish top 10 this time. And last but not least, let's have a look at my history as an FPL player, so you know why you might want to listen to me. I'm not claiming to be the best player in the world, far from it. Last year was the best season I ever had. Before that, I never really focused on it. The year before that, I focused on it enough to come top of my classic league with my friends, but that's really was my only goal, to beat all my friends. Last year, I took it seriously, and because I took it seriously, it was my best result. But I don't want to pretend I'm a guru of FPL. Hopefully one day I might be, but at the moment I'm still someone that's climbing up those rankings. Hopefully this year will be even better than last. But here are my rankings for the last 4 years that I've ever entered a team. And some of these years are embarrassing because I used to be one of those players that entered the team and then forgot about it. In the 2012-2013 season, I got a grand ranking of 1,483,439th. That's impressive. Actually, that is quite impressive, seeing as I completely left my side alone, because the next year was even worse. In the 2013-2014 season, my grand ranking was 2,506,065th. Absolutely shocking. 2014-2015 season, I actually took it a little bit more seriously because I wanted to beat my friends and be top of my league, which I managed, which I'm proud of, but my ranking isn't overly impressive. But I did get in the top 100k with a ranking of 99,956, which is just inside the top 100k, but it is inside the top 100k, so that made me top 10%, I believe. And then finally last season, which some of you came on the journey with me, 2015-2016 season, my ranking got me in the top 1% of players, and it was 24,754. Now I will be honest, I was trying to break, say, the top 0.5% of players. I was aiming for around 16,000th, but unfortunately last game week of the season I went for Iheanacho instead of Giroud, which hurt me. But I'm still proud of that ranking. Top 1% of players is still something to be proud of, but I know there are a lot of people that had higher rankings than that. In fact, there was about 24,000 people that had a higher ranking than that. But still, out of 3.6 million players last year, that is impressive. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I know it was a bit of a rush video, but this caught me off guard. I always wanted to do a video when this came out, and I was expecting it when I was completely free, when my wife wasn't at work, when my whole setup had been up for a week, ready to film, and it's come and shocked me on Tuesday, the last day of my holidays, when I have my daughter to look after. So sorry this was rushed, but thank you so much for tuning in. I've been JNO, you've been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.